I am Judge Michael Warren, and welcome to this introduction to Patriot Week and our celebration of George Washington. There was a time in America when we used to make time to honor the father of our country, and we learned about how George Washington was truly the indispensable man. There used to be a time that we would set aside an entire day just for him. Washington's story is so remarkable that if it was fiction, it would be rejected as too outlandish. You don't believe me? When he was a colonial soldier, he was part of a British force that became engaged with French and Indian troops in the wilderness. That skirmish led to the French and Indian War. That war led to the imposition of the Stamp Act, the tea tax, and all the British oppressions against the colonies. Those oppressions, in turn, led to the military confrontation between the British and the colonials, and then the Declaration of Independence, which led to Washington being the commander of the Continental Army, which led to him presiding over the Constitutional Convention, which led to him becoming the first president of the United States of America. King George III, his nemesis, declared that Washington was the greatest character of the age. Now, during the skirmish which set this all off, his commanding officer was killed, and Washington took control of the troops. The Indians, being very skilled combatants, targeted the British officers. Observing that Washington had taken over, they began to target him. They fired at least 17 shots at Washington, but they simply could not hit him. The Indians' chief then commanded that his troops stop firing at Washington. On the spot, he declared that God had blessed him and that he was going to be the chief of a great empire. During the skirmish, 2 horses had been shot from under him, but Washington still gathered the troops and retreated. When they finally rested, he pulled off his overcoat, and it was riddled with 4 bullet holes. But he was unscathed. Talk about divine intervention. Now, you've probably never heard that story before, and that is because we really do not celebrate or understand the father of our country anymore. We have taken Washington's and Lincoln's birthday and squished them together into President's Day. And we now celebrate Franklin Pierce and Benjamin Harrison with the same vigor as the father of our country and the great emancipator. And we don't even really celebrate or understand them. It's just an empty excuse for great sales on carpets and appliances. To counter this sad state of affairs, my daughter Leah and I began Patriot Week, which begins on September 11th and ends on September 17th, which is the anniversary of the signing of the Constitution. On September 13th, we honor George Washington. When we have had great leaders like Washington, we have a solemn obligation to ensure that the blessings of liberty we enjoy continue. We need your help to renew the spirit of America and preserve our republic. You can help by organizing your own activity or encouraging others to participate. Please help us by visiting patriotweek.org or send an email to patriotweek@gmail.com. God bless you, and God bless America.